Astaroth, the demon who gives wisdom. Astaroth is a demon mentioned in medieval grimoires such as Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon, where he is described as a powerful spirit with knowledge and abilities that he can share with humans. Let's look more closely at who Astaroth is and what stories are associated with him. The name Astaroth really originates from the ancient Near Eastern deity Astarte, who was the goddess of fertility and love, widely honored in Phoenicia, Syria, and other regions of the Levant. This goddess was of great importance to the peoples who lived in these areas, as she personified the life force of nature, fertility, and sexuality. The cult of Astarte was widespread for many centuries, and she was worshipped not only by ordinary people, but also by rulers, considering her the patroness of their lands and families. However, with the advent of Christianity, the situation began to change. Christianity, which gradually spread throughout the Roman Empire and beyond, brought with it new religious views and norms of morality. Pagan gods and goddesses, previously considered sources of vitality and well-being, were now seen as symbols of evil and sinfulness. This was because Christian doctrine affirmed the oneness of God and rejected polytheism, viewing all other gods as false idols or even demons. Astarte, being the goddess of love and fertility, was associated with sensuality and carnal pleasures, which contradicted Christian ideas of virtue and purity. Gradually, her image began to transform into something negative and threatening. Instead of seeing her as a source of life and joy, Christian authors and preachers began to present her as an evil entity, seducing people and tempting them to sin. This process of transformation of pagan gods into demons was characteristic not only for Astarte, but also for many other deities. For example, the ancient Egyptian god Seth, originally a protector and fighter against chaos, turned into a sinister demon, symbolizing destruction and evil. Similarly, the images of other deities, who used to be honored and respected, changed. Thus, Astarte, once a beloved and respected goddess, became perceived as an evil force associated with sin and temptation. Her name was reinterpreted and used in the context of the Christian worldview, turning into the name of the demon Astaroth, one of the main characters of medieval demonology. One of the first sources where Astaroth is mentioned is Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, False Monarchy of Demons, written by Johann Weyer in the 16th century. In his work, Weyer describes a hierarchy of demons, including 69 princes of hell, among whom Astaroth occupies a special place. Weyer characterizes Astaroth as one of the most dangerous and powerful demons, controlling a huge number of subordinate spirits. He writes that Astaroth can provide knowledge in a variety of fields, including philosophy, theology, and the natural sciences, but warns that communicating with him requires extreme caution. An interesting point. Weyer believed that invoking demons and harnessing their power was possible, but extremely dangerous and immoral. He wrote Pseudomonarchia Daemonum in part to warn people of the potential dangers associated with such practices. Grimorium Verum, or True Grimoire, is a grimoire dating from the 17th century whose author is unknown. This text contains instructions for summoning various demons, including Astaroth, and using their power to accomplish various goals. The Grimorium Verum also presents Astaroth as an important demon who can be summoned for knowledge and assistance in various matters. The grimoire offers detailed rituals and spells for communicating with Astaroth, emphasizing the need for strict rules and protective measures. It is important to note that the Grimorium Verum differs from the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum in that it is intended for practical use rather than as a warning of dangers. The authors of the grimoires believe that by following the correct procedures, one could safely interact with demons and harness their power for personal use. The description of Astaroth in Goetia is one of the most vivid and detailed depictions of a demonic being in medieval literature. In this text, also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon, Astaroth is ranked 29th among 72 spirits, indicating his importance and influence in the hierarchy of infernal entities. Astaroth is characterized as the Grand Duke of Hell, indicating his high position in demonic society. Dukes in medieval Europe held important positions in the feudal system, ruling large territories and wielding considerable power. Thus, the title of Grand Duke emphasizes the power and authority of Astaroth among other demons. Despite his high position, Astaroth was represented as an angel, which adds contrast to his demonic origins. However, his true nature is given away by the disgusting odor of sulfur that accompanies his appearance. The smell of sulfur is traditionally associated with hell and demons, so it serves as a reminder that the summoner is facing not an ordinary angel, but a creature from the underworld. Sometimes Astaroth is depicted riding a dragon or snake, holding a poisonous snake in his hand. These images reinforce his demonic appearance and emphasize his connection with the forces of darkness. The dragon symbolizes power and destructive force, and the snake, cunning and deceit. Astaroth is renowned for his deep knowledge of philosophy, theology, and the natural sciences. He can answer questions about the past, present, and future, as well as give advice on various matters. This makes him a valuable source of information for those who seek to learn the mysteries of the universe or wish to get answers to life's difficult questions. Although Astaroth is considered a powerful demon, he often appears quite friendly and willing to help whoever summons him. This can give the illusion of safety and trust, but it should be remembered that, like all demons, Astaroth requires careful handling and respect. His friendliness may only be a mask that hides his true intentions, so the summoner must be vigilant and be clear in his requests and demands. Calling Astaroth, as well as any other demon, requires careful preparation and observance of many ritual procedures. Such practices are described in various grimoires, such as the Goetia and other medieval magical texts. It is important to realize that these rituals are considered dangerous and require a thorough knowledge of magic and its principles. Let us consider the key points involved in the invocation of Astaroth. Before starting the ritual, it is necessary to choose a suitable place for the ceremony. Often choose a remote and secluded place where no one can interfere with the process. The place should be thoroughly cleaned and consecrated to eliminate any negative energy. Then a protective circle or pentagram is drawn around the place of invocation. These symbols serve as a barrier, preventing the penetration of evil forces and protecting the summoner from possible attacks from the demon. The circle or pentagram can be drawn with chalk, charcoal, or animal blood. Inside the circle are sometimes placed additional protective symbols, such as the names of archangels or divine entities, which should enhance the protection. It is important to remember that one should never cross the boundaries of the circle or pentagram during the ritual, as this can break the protection and put the invoker in danger. Various magical tools are often used to invoke Astaroth. Each tool has its own purpose and symbolic meaning. Sword symbolizes willpower and control over a situation. The sword is used to delineate the boundaries of the circle and protection from external threats. Staff is an instrument of power and control. The wand helps to focus energy and direct it to summon a demon. Spell scroll contains the text of the spells and formulas needed to attract the attention of Astaroth. The scroll can be written on parchment or paper using special ink and symbols. These tools should be consecrated and energized before use. They help to establish contact with the demon and ensure the safety of the summoner. The spell is a key element of the ritual. It consists of certain words and formulas designed to attract the attention of Astaroth and cause him to appear before the summoner. The spell may include invocations of the demon's name, pleas for help, and promises of submission. It is important to cast the spell clearly and confidently, following all the instructions in the grimoire. Some spells contain special combinations of words and phrases that have a magical effect. They may be written in ancient languages such as Latin, Hebrew, or Arabic. The spell must be spoken aloud for it to reach its target and summon the demon. After successfully summoning Astaroth, it is very important to maintain control of the situation. The demon may try to deceive or confuse the summoner by offering false information or misleading. Therefore, it is necessary to clearly state your requests and requirements to avoid misunderstandings. It is also important to remember that Astaroth, like any other demon, requires respect and careful handling. Any attempts at manipulation or neglect can lead to unpleasant consequences. The summoner must be prepared for any surprises and be able to deal with them. There are many stories and legends associated with Astaroth. One of the most famous tells of a magician who sought to learn the secret of eternal life. To achieve his goal, he decided to summon Astaroth, who was known for his deep knowledge of various fields. The magician carefully prepared for the ritual by choosing a secluded place, drawing protective circles, and gathering the necessary magical tools. When everything was ready, he began reciting spells, summoning Astaroth. After a while, the demon appeared before him, ready to answer his questions. The magician asked Astaroth about the secret of eternal life. The demon replied that the key to immortality lies in the knowledge of all things. If a man gains absolute understanding of all things, he will become immortal. However, Astaroth warned the magician that such knowledge can be destructive to the soul. It could lead to loss of humanity and plunge into the abyss of despair. Hearing this warning, the mage thought for a moment. He realized that the pursuit of infinite knowledge could cost him the most precious thing, his soul. In the end, he decided to give up his request, realizing that the price for eternal life was too great. Another story tells how a scholar once came across mysterious ancient manuscripts. He studied them for a long time, trying to understand what was written there, but could not make sense of them. It seemed to him that these texts held some important secret, but the language in which they were written remained incomprehensible to him. The scientist was about to lose hope when he suddenly remembered the existence of Astaroth, a demon known for his vast knowledge. Deciding to take a risk, he performed a special ritual and summoned Astaroth. The demon appeared before the scientist and listened to his request. Astaroth agreed to help, but he set a condition. In return, the scientist would have to serve him for the rest of his life. The scientist hesitated, because it was a serious commitment, but the desire to solve the mystery was stronger than doubts, and he agreed. The demon revealed to the scientist the secret of the language in which the manuscripts were written. Now the scientist was able to read the texts and learn the secrets hidden in them. However, having fulfilled his part of the bargain, Astaroth demanded the fulfillment of his promise. The scholar realized that he was now obligated to serve the demon for the rest of his life. Now Astaroth remains a popular character in different spheres of culture. He can be found in books, movies, and games, where he is often portrayed as a powerful and mysterious spirit with profound knowledge and abilities. For example, in some movies, he may be shown as a mysterious figure who helps characters find answers to complex questions or overcome challenges. However, not everyone believes in the real existence of demons and their influence on our lives. Many scientists and researchers believe that such beliefs are based on old fears and superstitions. They think that people are simply afraid of what they do not understand and make up stories about demons to explain the unexplainable. Nevertheless, Astaroth remains an interesting and multifaceted character whose story dates back to antiquity and continues to fascinate people to this day.